We're on. Okay. Hello there, and welcome to Melbourne Unreal. I'm your host, Tony Jack the Bear Mans, coming to you from Deluxe Mastering in Melbourne, Australia, the world's most livable city. And I'm here with my good friend, Mr. Paul Brandoli.
Mate.
Mate?
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good.
It's been a long motherfucking time.
It's been too long.
We were just discussing before how long ago. We were just trying to work it out. We couldn't really put a timeline to
It's
it.
just the river that separates us as well, you know?
Yeah.
But, it's good to see
But
you.
it's good to see you too, man. And it's interesting. Every time we catch up, it's always been spaced apart by periods of time. But every time we catch up, it's always fucking
How
awesome.
you left off.
Exactly. How we left off. And that's what I said to you yesterday. You said, "Oh, what are we going to talk about?" I said, "Whatever. We're just going to have a conversation like we normally do."
I don't think that's a problem.
Would you? There's no problem. There's no problem. And so I started this podcast, and I thought, you know what? I just wanted to fucking get some really good conversations with people in the industry that I know, that I've had history with, people have admiration for, respect for, and so that people can listen to their journey and, you know, through music and life in itself. So I think these are just great things to talk about.
Oh, great.
So you being the guy that you are and having a lot of experience and you've got life wisdom, well, you can be as humble as you fucking want. Fact of the matter is you do, because you cannot exist in an industry if you're not good over a period of time, dude. And when you've got 20 plus years in the industry, that's not fluke. And I'm not pissing in your pocket.
No,
That's not...
Likewise.
That's not a fucking... Thank you. But that is not chance. That's not... You cannot keep fluking, you know? So, you know...
Stubbornness, perhaps.
whatever it is that drives you. You know, but some people, stubbornness is you know, can drive them.
No, it's always been passion. I love music. I love what I do, and I need to be passionate about what I do to keep going.
That's the key, isn't it, mate?
Yeah,
that's the key, because if you don't have it, then when things are shit, when they're tough, you know,
exactly,
which they are,
you'll give up.
Totally. So, you know, but unless you got is it the passion, because that's the why you do it. The reason, whatever it is that makes you feel, the reason you do it, this is my why.
Yeah.
Right. Boom. You're focused.
I don't know. I just I love what I do. I'm constantly, as you are too. We're constantly learning. You never stop.
Yeah.
You know? And I think that's part of the secret to evolving. You need to evolve, especially in the music business, any artistic kind of industry.
Yeah.
You need to evolve. You need to change and not be something that you're not. But just, I mean, that's at the core of music to me. Music keeps evolving with technology, with pop culture, with everything, and I love that.
Yeah. You know? Technology, man, because you've embraced it at a pretty young age, though. Yeah.
I've been pretty lucky. Technology just came really kind of naturally to me.
You're like in sync, you're kind of like in sync with it. So to speak.
Yeah. Like when I started making music, we were using Akai's 1100 samplers, you know, as you do, and we were being told from the previous generation that wasn't real music, you know, that it was samples and stuff. And I always kind of listened to that, and I thought, I never want to be like that. I never want to criticize a change or something new, because that just comes from fear. And, you know, and I've always tried to kind of, well, not try, but just happily evolve with the changes, you know, just roll with the punches.
Yeah. Well, having, you know, I think also just keeping an open mind to things.
Definitely.
And you can either accept it or reject it, but not necessarily reject it outright.
Yeah.
On face value.
Exactly.
And, you know, give it a go. So I think that's really important. Like you said, otherwise you won't grow, mate. Artistically, it's hard unless you keep open to different things and see what's in front of you.
I think also musically, you know, we came from a time that pretty much it was the seeds of what is now kind of was around then.
Yeah.
And everything's just very cyclical. And I was lucky enough to be in so many different types of genres of music that just because I loved it, you know, I'd go from Bjork to you know, Massive Attack to, you know, early 90s stuff, Soul to Soul, S Express, all that kind of stuff. And, you know, it just kept changing.
It was a beautiful time for me for music.
It is, and it's kind of, in many ways, back, you know, better because the production's kind of evolved as well with the technology. So, yeah.
But the one thing those records had was feel.
Definitely.
They had feel, man.
Yeah.
There was click, there was vibe, groove. Yeah. Just something that you can't manufacture, mate.
That's very true, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they've tried. I mean, I guess they try and they might get the mathematics down one day, but I don't know how a computer software is going to replicate feel.
Yeah, I totally agree. I also think from a songwriting perspective and a production perspective, I guess, the failures over the years are just as important as the successes because you kind of learn from that, and you even just intuitively, you just will go to a certain place without even thinking of it because of you know, several attempts in the past that haven't quite worked or maybe have worked, and I think there's something to be said for experience as well.
Yeah, most definitely, mate. That's what I was talking about before. You know, when you've done all these many years, you're going to get experience, so therefore you've got some wisdom. So it's good that you know, we can tell kids about encouraging them to be artists and
you know what, I learn a lot from the kids as well.
Don't you?
Yeah, you really do. You never close your mind. You know?
Don't you find that it's I just love their energy. I love their enthusiasm. I love the fact that kids are still trying to work it out as we all were when we were younger. You know, but it's you know, for kids to have people that can pass knowledge down. You know, just say, hey, here's not so much just the secrets, but here's the jewels of the learning so far.
Here's my story. You know? I always say there's no real right or wrong, especially in this business. There's what works for you and what doesn't work for you. You know? I guess that's probably the most accurate kind of thing I can say in that respect. Obviously, there are things, guidelines you need to follow, but I guess it's just finding your own groove as well. Would you say that?
Yeah, absolutely. Your own groove. Just be in sync with where you want to be and what you want to do. Yeah. So tell me what you're up to these days.
Primarily top lining, really. I mean, I've been a songwriter from day one. I'm a storyteller. That's what I do, and that's what I loved. And you know, I love production as well. But songwriting for me is why I got into the business.
Yeah. I put up a little video about that just yesterday.
Did you?
Just paying full props to songwriters.
Yeah.
As I pointed out that I don't think songwriters really appreciate just the role they play in life. Because we're talking about nostalgia songs. Songs are transport you to time, a place. It's a memory. It's a re-experience of an old experience.
Yeah.
It's a positive.
It's great.
Yeah. It brings on a high. So in that respect, that's a gift. You know, the song is a gift that keeps on giving, and just goes through the whole course of time.
Yeah.
Just fucking for the ages. So sometimes songwriters don't really appreciate or maybe underestimate, you know, the importance of the role they play in the world. You know. So anyway, and then I mentioned that, you know, a good song is a good song is a good song.
Yeah.
And a shit song, no matter how well engineered or produced or whatever, will never be as good as an amazing tune, even done on fucking the spoons and the Jewish harp. Yeah. It'll still be a fucking tune, Paul Brandoli.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. It's a song. You know?
Yeah.
So, in that respect, mate, that's the goal, and that's what it's always about. And that's what the whole, in terms of music, it's the number one thing.
Yeah. I think the mechanisms have changed musically, especially in the industry, but the core kind of engine is still kind of, you know, the same in that respect. You know, certain things that worked will always work, and then other things that may have worked before don't work now, or the other way around. You know, so I still think, you know, I struggled with lyrics at the start. Lyrics were a real challenge for me. And suddenly, I call it the 3 L's: love, life, and loss. You know, you just kind of live life a bit more. I did anyway, and it just lyrics started flowing easily. And just, again, it becomes intuitive now. I don't really kind of, I mean, you're going to have the occasional line or subject matter that you might kind of struggle with, but it's got to be fun. It's got to be natural.
No, absolutely. And when you get to that level of competence, that's that unconscious competence where, you know,
Or incompetence.
well, you get, but so the thing is, you get to that point where, you know, you start off as being sort of being unconsciously incompetent, so you know nothing about it.
Yeah.
Then you get into the stage which they call consciously incompetent.
Yeah.
Now I understand how much I need to learn.
Yeah.
Oh fuck, oh shit.
Yeah.
Right. And persevere through that into being consciously competent.
Yeah.
So you're pretty comfortable with what you're doing. You're still kind of thinking about it. And then after a while, you become unconsciously where
Yes,
I do
that's
this.
very true.
You don't.
Yeah.
So when you're programming.
Yeah.
You've got that muscle memory to fucking, you know, play keys.
Yeah.
Boom, 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 boom. I could be snoring
Yeah.
when I'm playing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's very true.
That's just repetition, man.
It is.
It's just complete repetition. So everything we're learning is just doing it over and over and over until it just becomes habit.
But you know, you're good at what you do if you make it look easy. Always.
That's true too.
Yeah.
How many times we see sportsmen do shit and think, fuck, you know, it looks effortless.
Yeah. You say, I can do that. Then
Yeah.
you do it and you go, oh, shit.
No, that's fuck. That's fucking shit. Can't believe how good looking, man. Look at you. You fucking
Oh,
look,
man.
you
Thank
look
you.
supreme.
Look at you. Jesus.
Yeah,
We were talking
fucking-
about that before. You're half the man I,
Used to know.
physically anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yes,
An
mate.
amazing kind of journey. Yeah.
Thanks, mate. You're not too far behind. Just quietly.
Thanks, man.
Hence the reason you're here. But it's good to see every time we see each other. There's always been this real
Years of space.
growth. No, but the growth. No, just growth. Just growth as people. You know? But and an enduring friendship.
Yeah, definitely.
That-
I think they're the best kind of friendships where you pick up where you left off.
Yeah.
No matter how long you haven't seen
Yeah.
each other.
And it's also, I think because you're living almost these parallel lives in a weird kind of way in terms of where you're going through life, so that when you're next at the next point of meeting, you vibrationally we're more in sync.
Yeah.
Or still in sync, but at a higher frequency, maybe.
Maybe.
I'm trying to think of it from a metaphysical point of view, but anyhow, I think that's the way.
Right,
I think that's the way. I think that's the way the science works, dude. I think that's the way the science works. So, yeah, man, I told you, deep. So, what do you do from day to day? Tell us about like just generally from day to day. What do you? How do you keep out of mischief?
I, as I said, I top line, so labels or management companies or artists send me music, and usually DJs, and or producers, and I write the lyrics and melody, and have an amazing resource of singers that I'm so lucky to work with, and I'm constantly kind of trolling for new singers. I love working with singers. That's the second passion of mine. I think, one of the hardest things for a singer that writes their own material is to sing something that they haven't written. And very often, I will work with singers that aren't from a dance background, and they will bring their kind of energy into it, but also I'm taking them out of their comfort zone. And sometimes, especially with singers, when you take them out of their comfort zone, sometimes that's where magic happens. Because they're singing melodies and lyrics that might not necessarily be comfortable for them. As a songwriter, sometimes you will write something that's comfortable for you to sing, or just intuitively. And I don't try to turn people into something that they're not, but I like to take an element of their personality and magnify it.
Right.
And I always say a great vocal should sound bigger than you. When you sing it, you think, shit, is that me? And I just love working with singers and just kind of, try this. And I love working with artists that are willing to take a risk. Even if you sing something, I don't care if you fuck up and if you the voice cracks or whatever. It means to me you're taking a risk. And to take a risk creatively is so much more important than to play it safe. Especially vocals today, it's more about character than technique, unless you're talking R&B, and R&B is very technical in that respect. But so to answer your question, I have lyric writing days or production days. I do a lot of production as well, some ghost production as well.
What's your whole take on the ghost production thing? How do you feel?
I don't have an issue with it. I think as an artist, connecting to an audience is almost as important, if not more so, than whether they know how to use Ableton or not. And a lot of artists that I've worked with that might not necessarily produce their own stuff, they definitely know what they want and what they don't want.
Right.
You know, I don't, you know, if an artist has got a great fan base, more power to them. You know, most of the people I work with, pretty much all the people I work with, are incredibly talented artists in whatever way, shape, or form they do what they do. So, you know, I'm happy to be involved in that respect. Yeah.
Yeah.
So no judgment. I don't buy the whole, you're not a real artist if you don't produce your own stuff.
I think at the end of the day, it's any outlet that is an outlet for quality and the opportunity. And at the end of the, who's got the right to say you can't fucking voice something or put something out? You know what I mean? It's like,
I think if an artist has got, you know, is touring around the country or around the world, and has got, you know, a vibe and a profile, don't underestimate them. That just doesn't happen by chance. That comes down to certain abilities and skills that person and that artist has. And, you know, you don't get 100,000 fans or, you know, plus, just by being lucky.
yeah.
You know, or, you know what I mean.
No, it's not. No. It's work, and
It's part of business. It's show business. It's putting on a show.
And it's and it's strategy, and it's entertainment, mate.
Yeah, definitely.
It's entertainment these days.
Definitely. Well, it always has been.
And I think people sometimes, you know, when they talk about it's a sellout or that's a sellout, it's just like, it's entertainment, dude.
Well, let's remember the classic definition of a producer wasn't the person doing the programming. The producer was saying, "Yeah, I like this. No, let's put this together." That is technically what the definition of a producer is.
Yeah.
I mean, to this day, I believe.
Yeah.
So no judgment. No
Yeah.
judgment. If someone has an artistic expression and an artistic point of view, that's what I'm concerned with. You know, and the rest we all make it happen. It's a team effort. You know.
I love the purity you bring to it, man. It's very fucking pure, mate. I want to fucking put a halo over the fucking top of you, dude.
Right.
No, man, seriously. No. It's coming from an honest place.
Well, there's no judgment. Yeah.
Everything you're saying is coming from an honest fucking place.
To me, it's about chemistry. It's all about chemistry.
And authenticity.
And yeah.
That's what I'm realizing as I'm fucking evolving, that the ultimate journey is to authenticity. Just being you, completely, just fucking you, 100%.
Yeah. And
with no
totally.
anything to anyone, not, again, to be rude or arrogant to anyone, but it's just like, you just, hey, this is here it is, I'm here, you know?
And don't get preoccupied about what Joe Blow's doing.
Yeah.
Whether or how they're doing it, just worry about what you're doing.
For how long, but it took, for me, it took a while to get to that one.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, that part of this fucking thing, what I'm doing with this talking is just because I want to share this shit honestly with kids.
Yeah.
So hey, listen, this is the fucking reality. This is my story, and the reality, and my fucking reality. So, and lessons, because like fuck, you get to a point you learn so much by the mistakes, as you said, just those mistakes and errors, and then you go, fuck, they're jewels too. Yeah. You can dispense that, save these little kids from fucking doing the same shit, or at least not as bad.
Yeah.
Let them make new mistakes.
Well, exactly, and don't be put off by other people's success. It has no relation to you. Actually, quite the opposite. Be inspired by it, because if it can happen to them, it can happen to you.
Most definitely.
You know, and when I see, especially fellow Aussie kind of producers, or singers, or songwriters and stuff, make it, especially overseas. I'm buzzed. It's like, man, that could be me.
Dude,
you know?
Dude, when William fucking I told William Bowden, right?
Yeah.
Good chum, master engineer, one of the best in Australia, probably the best in Australia, William, the king. Love him.
I'm getting that. Yeah.
Fucking love him, man. He's awesome. Absolutely awesome. So anyway, we'll meet with William Bowden when he won the Grammy.
Yeah.
Right?
Amazing.
For Got Ye, right? First fucking Australian guy.
Yeah.
In history, you know.
Amazing.
What a fucking incredible achievement. I wept for him. I was that fucking happy. And I said, William, I fucking wept, dude. I thought, because it was like, this was a win for him, of course, but it was for the whole fucking...
it's awesome.
Our industry.
Awesome.
You know, like, it legitimised us.
Going to to Paris and England a few years ago and seeing Gautier kind of billboards on subways and stuff.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's what you want, and
that's what it's about.
yeah,
You know?
and it puts the spotlight on the whole country, everyone, because all of a sudden Australia, it's all about Australia, artists, industry, the sub industry.
I always say we have to hustle twice as hard for half as many opportunities, which probably makes us a bit more kind of savvy in what we do, because we have to be, you know,
and resourceful.
and resourceful. That's the
You know,
word.
because there's no fucking money being splashed about and sponsorships and all that kind of stuff. It was kind of like from the ground up with nothing in your fucking pockets, from scratch. You know, from very, 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 very fucking humble start.
Yeah.
But I think that's good because it's taught you to appreciate things and be more resourceful with things. You said, getting twice as much out of half the opportunities. And that develops that thick skin and the resolve.
Yeah. And I always say, never underestimate anyone talented. People are so quick to bag people, but if, you know, especially with singer-songwriters, if someone writes their own material or co-writes their own, never underestimate them, because they're only a hit away from coming back. You know?
Yeah.
And that's so true of so many talented people. You know?
Yeah. So it's like the opal mining, you know, just one coat of dust away from, you know, striking a big vein of opal. So, wow, man, that's good. So tell me, how are you keeping so good these days? What are you doing? You working out? You're eating well?
Actually, that's the problem. I'm not. I don't have time.
You're eating. You must be eating a lot better these days.
I never really ate badly. I don't think. You know. Maybe. You know. But just I'm probably eating kind of. The discipline has kind of lapsed a bit. You know, in the last few years, but. It's just the mental energy. I think the only time I work out is when I actually go on holidays. I seriously go away and go to the gym every day. That's relaxing to me, you know.
Wow.
But I just need to get back on that. It's all getting a routine. You start and you stop, and I think it's important because we're sitting down every day. You know, it's so important to be active.
Yeah,
you know,
mate.
and just that's something I really want to kind of work on this year.
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, you look great.
Oh, thank you.
You just look so fucking healthy. You look strong. You look healthy. You're happy.
I should come and see you more often.
You should.
Likewise, mate. You look awesome.
You fucking should. Yeah, I know. I look awesome. Thank you. You know, work in progress, dude.
That's
work in progress.
Yeah, we always will be.
I think at least even if you get onto things a bit later in life, so long as you at least get to a point where you start become more aware of these things, and so that you can consciously work at it. You know, there are some people I think have enough to kind of realise, okay, I need to push, I need to grow, I need to whatever, and some people are just quite happy just to be in the entrails. You know what I mean?
It's funny you say that, because I always say I try to better myself. I try to learn and try and be better in as you know as many aspects as I can be, and I need to surround myself with people that are like-minded like that. You know,
and that's exactly why this podcast is here, because no, seriously, because I want to get music, you know, people who I know and respect in the industry, who are cool fucking people. They got interesting take on life. They got a great story to tell, and again, just sharing that energy, you know.
Yeah, but don't you like those talks with your mates that, or you know, in the industry especially, where you know you have such productive and positive talks, you come out thinking, Jesus, I want to take on the world, you know.
Yeah.
And not focus on. There's always negative shit to kind of
deal with anyway.
Yeah.
Peer group, man.
Yeah,
peer group. And I think that's you know, they say what you're the average of the 5 people you most hang out with.
Oh, really?
Jim, I think there's a guy called Jim Ron.
Right.
Old school personal development guy. I don't know much of his work. I just know that he was OG. That's it. So, but anyhow, that's what he was saying. That was one of his phrases. So, and I think that makes a lot of sense, mate.
Yeah.
It's just a vibrational thing.
I agree. I think from a work perspective, a respect for the craft. Definitely. I know you have that. You've always had that. You know, there's just a respect that, for me, near enough is not good enough. And that comes back to the mistakes. Yeah, that'll be good enough. No. Because it doesn't go anywhere, you know.
Well, it's all a matter of degrees. It's
really
like
is.
if you think about an Olympic race and 100-meter sprint, people never remember the silver medalist.
No.
And the difference between the gold and silver medal is what could be 1/1000th of an inch. Of a second.
Yeah, that's so true.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking blink of an eye. No one knows you, man. So when you're talking about degrees, yeah, you're right. It's like you can't be slack. You can't just go, I'm done.
Yeah.
I've got it down.
Well, honestly, and it sounds stupid saying, I feel like I'm just beginning, to be honest. And,
Yeah.
You know, I still want to, you know, hop into a cab in New York and hear my song on the radio, or hop into a cab in London and hear your song on the radio. That connection on a mass kind of level has always, you know, again, it's a pop culture thing. I love that, you know.
Yeah.
And, you know, I've been fortunate enough to have things happen here and there, but that kind of global hit has eluded me, and that still keeps me going. I don't get put off by it. I actually get motivated by it. No, I
think
want
you need
that.
to.
Yeah, I want that.
I think
yeah.
you need to, man.
Yeah.
You know, I think most of it's got to come from within, but also I think you're going to have your boys around you too.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, and depending on where you're at and where you want to go and what your trajectory is, again, you'll get similar kind of dudes who will be, for the most part, you know, a healthy bunch around you.
Well, yeah, I mean, the industry from a songwriting perspective right now, it's still, it's changing, it's evolving. The whole streaming thing is a model that, whether you like it or not, it's there. And I think in time, you just need to give it time to kind of evolve. I mean, there's that word again.
Yeah,
you know?
but
you know, it'll get to a point where, you know, obviously there's not as much money in the industry as there used to be, but it's still about, there's still, you know, a careers to be made, you know? It's about creating a niche for yourself, really.
I believe that to be the case.
Try and be as unique as you can, doing what you can. Listen to people, but believe in yourself as well, you know, and don't be too blinded. You're always going to learn, just, yeah.
The self-belief is that's the hardest and the biggest one to fucking really nail down, dude.
Well, there's self-belief and there's self-delusion. And it's a very fine line, do you know what I mean? And I think, you know, you just constantly got to edit yourself.
Yeah.
Constantly. Ego can
just
kill
a slow
you.
little bastard.
Oh, man, it could just creep up and you don't even realize it, you know? And, you know, it could be quite blinding and debilitating creatively because you cut yourself off from a part of yourself, and you're fueled by something else, and yeah, that could be problematic. You know?
Yeah.
But you need a healthy dose of ego to keep going in this business too. I think, you know, there's the difference between confidence and arrogance.
Yes.
Always say arrogance is confidence at someone else's expense.
Right.
You know.
I like it.
You can quote me on that if you like.
Yeah. Paul Brandoli quote on the record.
No,
Genius.
Genius. Yeah, right. No, but arrogance is confidence is a good thing. I think you need a healthy dose of confidence, especially in a situation where no one else is believing in you, and you just keep going. And you need and that belief in yourself and the belief that you can actually get to where you want to get to. Is something that you need in this business, definitely, as you know.
Who are some of the people that you really look up to as you know, growing up and being influenced by, whether it's artistically or production-wise, you know?
Oh man, from an entertainment perspective, or
anything that you really like, and why, you know, why you dug it so much.
I just the artists that connected to me the most, because the music, the whole vibe, producers. I mean, you know, Jesus. There's too many to name, but you know, obviously, I grew up on you know, Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Prince. You know.
It's a pretty good. It's a pretty good fucking basis, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. yeah, pretty much. Yeah. I saw a show last night, and it was all kind of like a Circus du Soleil thing with classic disco songs.
Wow.
Yeah, and I'm thinking these songs still sound fucking amazing.
Yeah.
You know, funk doesn't date.
No, it doesn't.
In that respect.
It absolutely doesn't. No.
But you know, and to me, that's one of the things that keeps me going. You know, I would imagine having a song that you've written 40, 50 years down the line, people still connect to it on a major level. That is the peak, you know. And
hence the reason I say, you know, that's the gift that keeps giving, because each generation is copying this. Whoa,
yeah.
You know, and then after time, it's like it's a snapshot in time, and you know, like a time document, you know. Fuck, man.
Yeah.
That's why fucking songwriters, you fuckers are the best.
Thanks,
No, no, man. I mean, think about it. Think how hard it is to write a good song. It's like winning a lottery. In a way, it's like a lottery.
Look, you're just telling a story.
Yeah.
You're just telling a story, and collaboration with the right people also is awesome, and it's just different people's energies and chemistry and stuff.
Yeah.
There's no. I always try to sit down and think, I'm going to write the best song I possibly can. I'd always try. Every song I attempt is like the first and the last song I'll ever write. That's kind of, we don't have time to waste. We don't have time to, for average songs or something that's quite there, but the idea is just not refined enough. I just don't have time to waste like that. Anything I submit, I need to be, if not 100, at least 90%, happy with it, and always room for changes. And that's another thing too. If you're writing for an artist, you've got to keep in mind that you're writing for them. So I'm more than happy to make whatever changes I need to, because I'm not the artist.
Yeah,
I'm writing for someone else.
Yeah.
So you've got to be kind of flexible.
How do you find writing for yourself?
I don't. I'm so lucky. I can just, if I get something, I said, well, what would I do?
Yeah.
And that's what I do, and I enjoy it. So
you get your outlet there.
Yeah, I think actually the best songs for me are the ones that I actually start from the core. Chords, everything, and work up. But top lining of other people's records is quite enjoyable as well. I really enjoy that, because I'd be put on tangents sometimes I would never go.
Yeah, right.
And that's the creative, getting out of your comfort zone.
Yeah. Trying to almost like a puzzle in a way.
Yeah. And that's the great thing with songwriting and top lining, especially for me. If it's house, if it's EDM, if it's trap, it doesn't matter for me. I love all the genres. So EDM was huge for so long, and now it's more of a house kind of vibe, and trap, and to me, as long as I get good music to work with, it's all about the chords, really, for me.
Yeah.
I have that kind of canvas to draw from that I can kind of just flick the switch and just kind of get into the mode of what is required.
So I reckon it's almost like because music is maths, do you think that they'd be able to create a formula out of it, so that is a guaranteed thing?
Maybe, who knows? I think quantum kind of computing, who knows? They'll probably crack the code at some point. I reckon the next 10-15 years we're just going to see such developments in technology.
It's going to be scary, dude. I mean, it's like exciting but scary. It's like, wow, like how deep is this shit going to get? Yeah.
But it's just human nature to fear the unknown as well.
Yeah.
So just keep an open mind. Make the right decisions. But
well, there's going to have to be some incredible progress. I mean, look at what they're doing in sound plugins and shit.
Yeah.
And just look how far it's come from where it was 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Absolutely staggering. If anybody cannot get good results with plugins, and
this is true. Yeah.
This whole needing analog.
Yeah.
Is not. You can function in the world. Analog is lovely, and it's a great kind of embellishment, But from a price point entry, today's market, what you can get for say $2,000, is just mind blowing.
It's incredible.
It's mind blowing.
It's also, for me, was important to not be a jack of all trades and master of none. Do you know what I mean? Because I did that for a while. I tried, blah 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 blah. And for me, if I'm writing the song, recording the singer, and doing the production as well, I don't have the attention to detail to spend 3 hours on fine-tuning a kick drum or something, and I've learnt just handball that to the experts, handball that to the people that can add value, and that's what they do, and I like that kind of collaborative kind of aesthetic to it as well. Some people can do it all themselves. I'd rather focus on what I'm good at and just handball what I'm not good at to someone that is good at it.
Well, it's funny that they're saying that Richard Branson is look at how successful he is, but he's actually not a great businessman.
Right.
he gets people in to do the business for him.
Yeah.
He's just he's a master of outsourcing
Well, that's
and getting the best and taking care of people because he's all about relationships.
Yeah.
It's all relationships. Right?
Yeah.
And so that's the culture he's on. So people would want to stay with him, and loyalty, and he's a genius.
I agree, and I think if anything, if I could travel in time and say to myself at the start of my career, was network. The importance is of networking. I discovered that a lot later. As creative types, we can lock ourselves up in the studio, and just focus on the music. But this is a business, and business is, as you say, it's built on relationships and networking, not just emails, meeting people. Also, if you're going to do music is based on scenes.
Yeah.
You do dance music, there's a dance scene. You do rock, there's a rock scene. And to release music, especially today, with no profile, no story, into a vacuum, so to speak, with not being from a scene, you're competing against artists that have got, incredible profiles, incredible marketing budgets as well.
Yeah.
And a great song is just not enough these days. You need to get that story heard. You need to kind of network in the right areas and just have a collaboration of people, a team.
Yeah. It's a team.
It's a team.
And the people that they're going to be supportive in what you do, but again, I think it's it's a mutual thing. You got to support them in their quest and what they want to do, and you get that energetic thing going on.
But try to always work with someone that will add value to what you're doing.
Yeah, for sure.
And likewise, you add value to what they're doing. The biggest is not necessarily the best. In terms of companies, labels, all of the above.
Yeah.
Just if you can find people that believe in you.
Yeah.
That share that vision, that is the most important thing.
Yeah.
And that are competent and have, can do what they say they can do.
Yeah.
That is the most important thing.
I think before that, I think it's important too to be able to develop some real friendship behind that. Whatever it is, it's like, okay, would I also want to hang out with that dude?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's a work thing. When you're working, but also, could I hang out with that dude as well?
Yeah.
And if you could, then you're pretty sweet. You're pretty sure that you'll click on the other side of it.
And people say the music business is this and that. There are, sure, there are tosses in any kind of, but there are some legitimately amazingly beautiful people in this business.
Oh.
And I'm lucky enough to kind of have great, friendships with them.
Yeah.
And like attracts like. That's always been the case in that respect.
Yeah.
But that I kind of underplay that enough, overplay that enough, or whatever.
Yeah.
But
Well, because artists, we're feel people. We're more heart people.
Yeah.
And anything that comes more from that place is a much better place to be in. So
yeah, no. Totally.
So music is again, it's the music that just it connects. It's just like boom. Yeah. You're talking about the story. Telling the story. It's like you're telling the story just to me, and it sounds like it's just to me and no one else.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That kind of directness.
But what an amazing time! Like you said, we've got plugins now that can do so much. You can film a video on your phone.
Look at the fucking podcast, the fucking iPhone, for God's sake. And they told me I couldn't. They told me fucking no, you won't fucking do it. You won't work it out. You're a dumb cunt.
With a silent T.
Silent. Yeah.
Silent T is a term of endearment.
Of course, absolutely.
If it's a hard T, that's kind of vulgar. Yeah.
True. Yeah, it's true. That's a really good distinction. I like it.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. Another one.
Yeah.
That's a ripper. With a little T. Yeah.
Silent T.
So that's silent T. Sorry. So anyhow. We're doing it, but we're doing it, man.
Yeah.
And we're doing it, and fucking these days, the shit you can do with the things is amazing. But in 10 years' time,
who knows?
I'll
look back in this and say,
yeah,
it's like a time capsule thing.
Yeah. It's amazing.
We'll do another one in 10 years, though.
Yeah, absolutely. That seems to be roughly the.
Let's hope we don't. It won't take 10 years before we see each other.
No, definitely not, man.
Yeah.
No, definitely not. I think we need to get you back in. Another point in time is we've got to cut it a little bit short, unfortunately, because of my
Because I'm late. I was late. Let's just share that with the world. I was late.
It's just. It's, Paul Brandoli is very rock and roll and very punk. He's
I try to be punctual. I'm sorry.
No, you're fucking awesome. No, it's fucking awesome. No, I'll definitely get you back because we touched on a whole lot of fucking interesting points there, and some of them I'd like to go a little bit fucking further with you, or who knows, could be entirely different conversation, which would be fine, and I'm sure it'll be just as awesome. So we'll get you back real soon, though.
I would love
Well,
to.
let me give you a fucking hug. You're fucking awesome.
You're pretty awesome yourself, mate. Thank you.
Love you, man.
Yeah, I love
It's all right. Take care of yourself.
You too,
and
brother.
we'll speak to you soon. So,
No worries.
thank you for watching, and we're out of here. And we'll sign off by saying, please remember, be nice to each other, but more importantly, be nice to yourselves. All right, love you, fuckers. See ya. And that is the podcast.